Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Third time's a charm. If you haven't been here before, I'm Jamie. I read a lot of books. I have cats. I crochet. Yeah. If you have been here before, welcome back. Today I am updating my TBRathon book chain. I finished some books. I spent a lot of time yesterday on book sprints or reading sprints. So I finished a couple books and got pretty far along in an audiobook that I'll talk about more in the next one. Audiobook is Woman at 1000 Degrees. It is very good. Highly recommended. By Helgrimur Helgason. I think I got his first name right. Anyway, it was very good. I'm not done with it yet, so I will give you a bit of a synopsis next time. But if you've been thinking about that book, it's totally worth it. In the meantime, I finished this book, Operation Time Search by Andre Norton. First book finished for 2024. I started it on 2024 on the 1st, so it is not a carryover. And it's a standalone, so it's not about spaceships, it's not about magic systems, it's about some really irresponsible scientists that accidentally sort of send somebody to another time and dimension, kind of. They're playing around with trying to access alternate worlds where Atlantis still exists, either going back in time or across dimensions kind of thing. And they just happened to activate their machine when an activist who's poking around the site is crossing the beam of their machine, and oops. So the rest of the book is trying to get their lost activist back and what happens to the activist on the other side. So it's fun. Like I said, it's a standalone, so you can read this one if you just want something to try out Andre Norton. It is not representative of all of her books, but it is kind of representative of her writing quality. So it was pretty good. And because it's about time travel, this book links to a carryover from 2023, the Eyre Affair, which I was about halfway through when the year ended. So I finished the Eyre Affair as well yesterday, or early this morning, I suppose is more accurate. It's a weird book. There's a reason it was a carryover, even though it's not very long, because I had such a hard time suspending disbelief long enough to finish the book. They're in a world where there's literary special agents that deal with time travel and changing the timelines, and people trying to create forgeries of things on a huge scale, or going back in time and changing the original things, or I'm still not sure how I would describe this world, obviously. There are some fun bits. I really liked the bit where they go to the theater to see Richard III at a theater that only does Richard III. They don't have an acting troupe. They just pull from the audience, because the audience has been coming for many, many years for Richard III. They all know the play already. They have it memorized. And there's a set of responses that the audience does, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. So the beginning of the play, it's like, what is the hour of our discontent? And the audience yells that, and then Richard yells back, now is the hour of our discontent, and that starts the play. Is it Richard that says that? I think so. Yeah. For the fact that I finished all of Shakespeare last year. I'm rather vague on the names and lines in that play right now. But yeah, it's really cute, but I find it hard to stay mentally in this world for more than a few pages. It doesn't work for me very well. So it's a 4-star read. Definitely no higher than 4 stars. Hold on. Guys, Katharina, be nice to the cat, please. Yeah, there are more cats than you've seen so far. One of them is being mean to the other one right now. For reasons, I'm sure he said something. So, because the Eyre Affair is a book about books without being like a retelling or that kind of thing, my next book in my book chain is The Sayers Swindle by Victoria Abbott. This is a murder mystery in which there's usually some sort of rare book that is involved in the story in some way. So this time we have a missing book, a valuable first edition of Hemingway, and I don't see how Sayers gets involved yet. But this one will have something to do with Dorothy Sayers' works. So we'll find out when I read the book, which will be today. And I will be looking for more reading sprints to dive into. And if I don't find any, I'll just make a playlist of landscaping videos, rug washing videos, and maybe cat rescue videos. I came across several different channels over the past few months that do just the feel-good stories where you start out with a really sad-looking animal that's being rescued, and then the rescue, and then the animal when they've, recovered. And, they're always a little bit gruesome, but they always have happy endings. So, those are nice, especially if they're on mute, so that I don't have that, the gruesome noises of the poor distressed animal distracting me from my book. So one way or another, I will be doing more reading today. I'll finish 1 Minute 1000 Degrees probably today. And then I did start a solidarity reread of Eye of the World, the first book of Wheel of Time, since a lot of other booktubers are diving into that for the first time, or as rereads. There are several of us that have read the whole series and are reading it again because everyone else is reading it. And then there's also another group that's been reading the Wheel of Time series for the first time, for the most part, and they're on book 13 now. So, Wheel of Time is where it's at. If you wanted to get with the picture, you might want to read Wheel of Time, because everybody is reading it. Peer pressure. You need to read Wheel of Time too. It's good. It's not for everybody. The books are very long. I will concede that is true. On the other hand, they're not as hard to read as a lot of long books. They're not, terribly difficult concepts. There are a lot of characters, but the sections that follow each character are long enough that it's not as disorienting as a lot of books I've come across. And I did manage to reread the entire series every time a new book came out. For almost all the books. I think I sort of fell off of that habit by book 10, because by then I was in a point in my college career that I didn't have time to actually go back to book 1 and read the whole thing. And then I kind of lost the habit. So I'm a little rustier about all the books from book 9, actually. So I do need a reread. I know what happens, but maybe not all the details anymore. And I really don't remember who all is bad guy by the end of it. We were talking about that yesterday. There are a lot of people that, seem like they're good guys until, somewhere near the end of the series, and then it turns out that they've been secretly a bad guy the whole time. Like, Where'd that come from? And that was Robert Jordan. That was not Sanderson's continuation of the series to its end. So there's a lot of odd twists that I did not see coming that I need to come to terms with. So if you have also been sitting on a copy of Eye of the World and have not dived into it yet, now is your time. There's actually a group that will be reading it with a Discord and everything, and I will post a link to that at some point. Maybe not in this video, but at some point. And I think, yeah, I don't remember offhand which channel it is, but I will mention it again when I come across it and remember to do so. And if you're on any of the sprints, most of the sprints are hosted by people that would know exactly what I'm talking about and could point you in the right direction. So happy reading, everybody. I'm going to dive into the Sayers Swindle and see where it goes next. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.